Yes, sir. What's the deal? Let's pop out this chat real quick so I can get this thing rolling. Go live on Facebook real fast. Okay. Who's this calling me early in the morning like that? Everything's set up. Okay. Okie dokie. Don't worry. Be happy. Good morning, Pat. Mm, good morning, everybody. Wonderful day yesterday. Wonderful day yesterday. Wonderful day yesterday. I couldn't, man, my 5 picks and everything, but when it comes to them 6 picks, man, I had a 6. Ooh, man. Mm. Mm. Oh, almost done. Yeah, so I start my schedule, so I'll be able to be on a more efficient schedule starting June 3rd, man. So I'll be going over to the most dreaded shift of all. I worked that shift for almost 2 years though. I'll be going over to the second shift, which I work over there. I won't lose any sleep, but that's my most. I hate the second shift, man. That's my most hated shift right there. Either way, like I said, I won't lose sleep. Maybe I'll be able to come in, boom, drop an early line video and set it to where I can go make work to where I can go live every day and give everybody a set time that I could that I'll be available and live. I think that's the best. That's the best and the most efficient way to do things. I really do. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? As far as yesterday, I gave out a ton. I gave out a ton, a strong ton. You can go back and just go back and check the bets and check the bats, especially the bats. I've been doing phenomenal with bats, man. You go back and check all that shit, and I've just been giving them out. The research takes a long time. It definitely takes a long time to research, but it's well worth it. You know, uh, I learn something new each and every day. You know what I'm saying? When I researching these bats and stuff like that. It's more than one way to skin a cat. I'll tell you that right now. And we all know that. However, today we got 12 games. A lot of games that a lot of spots. I know y'all see my hat is acting up, right? I just had to wear it. You know what I'm saying? There's something about my green screen and this yellow, like something about my green screen and this yellow. It don't mix. However, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Last night I jumped in on this didn't see strikeouts. Yesterday we got in on the 5.5 Ks for what's the name last night? Forget his name, but it is what it is. Yeah, appreciate that, Pat. Appreciate that, Pat. I missed it. I mixed them up. I fell asleep because I work overnight from 12 hours. I fell asleep, but before I went to sleep, I put in a bunch of parlays because I just felt it. A bunch of parlays on what's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? A bunch of parlays on Prize Picks, and in the midst of doing that, I fell asleep. Didn't get a chance to get anything in on the books. Oh my God! If I got it in on the books, it would have been a monstrous day. Wilson Contreras, man, Wilson Contreras stopped my day from yesterday, from a four-figure day in multiple positions, man, spots. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, all we can do is gambling. I did jump in on the 6.5 strikeouts last night at a -140 for Dylan Cease. This Atlanta team just strikes out, right? So let's get to it. Let's get to it. What are we gonna do here? How are we gonna do this? We're going to go MLB. Okay. Excuse me. Let me go down here and push. Okay, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Now, I don't be wanting. Hey, the videos come out long. Sometimes they'll come out long. I don't want to make them long, but it is what it is. San Diego Padres at Atlanta Braves, right? We got over under 7.5 in this spot. We got Dylan Cease on the mound. We got Lopez. I was all over San Diego last night after just looking at looking at things deeper. Man. I did a ticket and I put like four San Diego Padres bats on there. I lost the ticket, but it was nice. It was a nice ass ticket. Either way I go, that's yesterday's shit. But okay, let's talk about Lopez, right? So let's see here. What do I have here set up here? My light is in the way. I got a couple sites up. All right, so let's go back here. Okay. Two good pitchers on the mound, man. Two good pitchers on the mound here. Two good pitchers on the mound. Long story short, I'm gonna just do it like this. Long story short, man, Ronaldo Lopez, he shocked me, man. He shocked me coming into this season. Didn't think he was gonna be doing what he was doing, what he is doing, or whatever the case may be, but he's been balling, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take nothing from him. But as I look at the pitch mix, his pitch mix and things like that, and I look at a few bats, I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that, if there was ever a time for him to be in trouble, this could be that time. That's what I'm getting to. You know what I'm saying? If it's ever been a time for him to get in trouble, this could be that time, right? I was looking at a lot of his numbers. 16.5 is out, so he hasn't hit this number in 3 straight games. He's 2-5 to this number on the season. On his outs, his strikeouts, he's 4-5 to this number on the season. If he can stick around for his outs, then he could probably hit his strikeouts. Elder had 3 strikeouts last night before he got canned. His line was sitting at 3.5, so it's something to look at there, right? Something to think about. But like I was getting ready to allude to here, let me see something here, right? So, checking out some of his pictures and stuff like that. Looking at his pictures, where was I at with this last night? And I looked at this number I was looking at this last night. I think it was more so the bats, right? It was more so the bats. So I'll just leave it like this. There's some bats over here that I think that's gonna hit him. That's just what I'm pretty much getting to. I looked over the numbers and everything, and I looked over the numbers and I don't want to go through all that shit, right? So, it's 4 bats. You got Merrill. Man, that's a lot of bats that I like versus this guy. And they all hitting righties pretty okay. His pitch mix, pretty okay. Reyes was the number 1 guy, of course. Tatis jumped in there. All these guys, like the expected numbers is what I'm really was looking at. I pay attention to the expected numbers a lot, right? The expected numbers are up. These guys really showed up last night, right? Jackson Merrill, Cronenworth, Jurickson Profile, Tatis, Reyes. All these guys' expected numbers are really looking good. And it's just a amount of time when they click. Yesterday they clicked. I give the pitcher lean towards San Diego in this spot. But like I said, I can't deny what what um, what Lopez has been doing. I just want to. I think I want to take Padres in this one here. I'm kind of scared to bet on it to take their bats right now. Its ERA is sitting at 1.34, with expected at 3.71. So it's probably showing me a little bit of regression. Bar probably might hit him at any time. I don't know, but he's been looking good, man. He's only given up 2 home runs on the season. Strikeouts, 5 strikeouts in every game except for 1. The innings been looking pretty sharp, except for the last 3 games. He hasn't hit 6 innings. Earned runs has been pretty good. It's went over 1 earned run once this year. I just really dug into this game though, and if it came to me, what came to me is I just like it's hard for me to say this, but I like these bats a little bit better. I like these bats a little bit better, man. I ain't even gonna lie. These San Diego bats, I like them a little bit better. When you compare the pitch mix like Jackson Merrill, what was this versus righties? Let's take a look, right? Um, this season, well, the you know, just looking at what he's been doing, and not big sample sizes, but the batting averages, he's hitting almost everything, man. Good morning, throwbacks. He's hitting almost everything. When you look at the pitch mix for Lopez, like what is he doing, right? What is he throwing, right? And Merrill is just good. If we just don't know, he's really good. You know what I'm saying? But that four seamer, slider, and curveball. That's all he's throwing. And then the four seamer and the slider, 140 and 125. I mean, he's throwing 2 pitches, right? He's probably damn good at them. Though. But he's throwing 2 pitches, that four seamer and that slider, right? So that four seamer, Merrill's got a couple home runs off that. That slider, he's batting 333 on that four seamer and 368 on that slider, man. Shit. I'm sorry. That's to Merrill is a lefty. I'm sorry. So to lefties, let's see. That four seamer, he's throwing that to lefties. Listen, he's throwing that 60% of the time he's throwing that four seamer, right? To lefties. Jackson Merrill is a lefty, right? He's got a 243 batting average on that. Hasn't given up any home runs. 9 hits. He's did pretty good. Expected around the same as so he's pretty afloat on that. But Jackson Merrill, he's hitting it fastball. He's hitting it, man. He's got 2 home runs. He's hitting it. So the slugging is up on it at 667. Expected slugging at 579. He's hitting it. You know what I'm saying? My bad for the bad call on the handedness, but it just is what it is, right? So then you get somebody like Profar, which he'll be batting from the left. He'll be coming from the left, and as you can see, he's throwing that four seamer. The pitcher, he's throwing that four seamer a lot. He's got 3 home runs versus that four seamer. Batting average 344 with expected batting average of 333. Right. So that's another guy that Lopez has to worry about, because, like I said, versus all that, he's threw that four seamer 201 times versus the next pitch was 61, and that pitch was a slider. And then Profar, he's hitting that slider oh no, he's not hitting that slider, that sinker. But either way it go, that's that hefty pitch that he's out there throwing. Who else? Cronenworth, right? So Cronenworth is a lefty. And then, like I said, this is what's selling me right now. And what was that? I know y'all seen that, but this is what's selling me, right? This is what's selling me what's selling me is how much he throws that fastball and how good these guys hit this fastball. Another lefty who's batting 289 versus that fastball. Um, the slider, his next pitch he throws is that slider. Not a big time plate appearances, but he does have a home run versus that slider. His batting average is 308 with expected at 244, but his slugging is up on that slider right? So Cronenworth is another guy that you can look at as well, right? I'm touching on this game because this is the game that's getting ready to come on. So I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Now I haven't even talked about Fernando Tatis or Machado or Reyes. These guys are righties, right? So you don't even want to let me we know what a Reyes does, right? So he hits everything, right? He hits every one. So I can go back to Ronaldo Lopez and flip it back to right hand. And so he's been pretty good. He's been pretty okay versus righties, he's been pretty okay. Like, yeah, his expected numbers are pretty much down, except for the slider and curveballs, about shows it can get hit. But when it all boils down to it, you got a guy like Reyes, which we know what he can do and all that. When it comes to all these pitches right here, man. The slider hasn't seen it that much, but he's hit it. 500 batting average on that. Expected numbers is 300s all the way across not all the way across the board, but most of the way. You know what I'm saying? The four seamer and the slider is what he's throwing. He's 140 to the four seamer, 125 to the slider. The curveball, like, man, he's not even really throwing that, right? So the four seamer and the slider. What is he doing versus the four seamer and the slider? 324 batting average on that one, on the four seamer, and 324 batting average on the. And then the slider, he's only seen that like 8 plate appearances, but he got 4 hits against it, right? So I can go on and on. You know what I'm saying? The next guy would be, of course, Fernando Tatis. And, I'm just touching on this first game because it's about to go on. Come on. I'm trying to show you guys what I see. And what I see, I just think I see him getting hit, right? Fernando Tatis, I think I see Ronaldo's get hit. And if he don't get hit, then kudos to him coming out here pitching a good game like that, right? I don't even mess with these Padres, but sometimes you just want to feel it when you think these guys are about to turn it around. You know what I'm saying? You want to be early to the party. I got there early last night. You want to be early to the party. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, good pitching can trump a lot of this stuff, and will trump a lot of this stuff. And today is the day he's gonna have to bring his goddamn A game, right? He'll have to bring his goddamn A game. Because what's the 2 pitches he's throwing again? And this is Fernando Tatis, is the four-seamer and the slider. So Fernando Tatis, he's batting 350 versus that slider. And that four-seamer, he's batting 316. He's got 4 home runs versus that slider, 2 home runs versus that four-seamer, man. So that's how I'm breaking that game down. The strikeouts, give me the over. I'm taking the over strike. I already took the over strikeouts I've already taken the over strikeouts for my boy Cease, and then I've already taken that, and then you can ladder that if you want to be my guest. Got that last night, so couldn't wait for that shit to come out. I got that while the basketball game was on. So and then you can look at his outs too. On the Braves side, I mean, I couldn't talk you off bats like Ozuna, at least Ozuna. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I can't talk you off guys like him and shit like that. But until these guys showing us, just hey, until these guys show us what they need to be showing us, like from last year. I ain't super fading them, but I'm running a fade on their ass, man. On the season right now, a 24% K rate, 103 WRC plus righties. What's up, Ant? How you doing, man? Shout out to you, man. Monstrous ticket from Ant, man. I wish I could. Some of my guys, man, we all showed me good tickets. I want to show them off, man. Straight up. He had a monstrous ticket. I think he hit for like. You can't see his comment. I got his comment on the screen on YouTube, but he hit for like. I know he hit for like 4K yesterday on a nice ass $100 parlay. So shout out to Anthony Wood, man. Big ups to him. Big ups to Anthony Wood, man. Straight up. Love it, love it, love it, bro. I love what you're doing. But yeah, this Atlanta team, they striking out. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if the bats wake up. You know what I'm saying? Cease can sell. You know what I'm saying? Last 30 days, they top 3 in striking out with a 74 WRC plus versus right hand pitching. That's not ideal, right? 74 last 2 weeks versus right hand pitching. They striking out. They 24% with a 91 WRC plus, and then last 7 days versus right hand pitching, the Atlanta Braves are 28.7 K rate with a 79 WRC plus. So yeah, we gonna stomp a motherfucker when they down. You know. So at the end of the day, you know, I like pitching. I like those bats. I like the San Diego Padres. Could have got them at plus money last night. They're minus 102 right now. They are on the road, but hey, you heard from me. I don't give out a lot of games. I don't bet a lot of games. I don't give out a lot of games, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? Hey, you know what I'm saying? As the season progresses, you start seeing things differently. So, Chicago White Sox at Toronto Blue Jays over under 7.5 in this spot. I didn't look at the bats here. I was looking at the pitchers here. Berrios, his outs. I think it's Anthony Wood. That's a good sign. I don't bet a lot of games, but that's a good sign. I know you like to bet games, but I don't know if you bet a lot of props. My guess is I don't think you bet a lot of props. And that's good though, because you come in, you know, if you come in, you know, showing your insights and stuff like that, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome because, you know, it let me know that I'm thinking. I know how much work you put into your money lines and spreads and stuff like that. Because you had money lines and spreads in that parlay. So it is what it is. Either way it goes, Chicago White Sox and Toronto Blue Jays. Chicago White Sox, you bet props on everything but baseball. Well, hey, leave it up to me to help you out with the props, man. I try to give you guys a visual. I'm not here to shove shit down your throat. I'm not. I try to give you guys a visual. Maybe until you guys warm up to me, then I can just come on with some rapid fire straight picks like I've been trying to do for the last few days. But, you know, every once in a while when I'm off like I am today, I'll sit here and I'll ramble. I'll try to ramble, you know. Chicago White Sox at Toronto Blue Jays, over under 7.5 in this spot. And Eric Fetty on the mound, who's been pitching well. Berrios, I didn't really too much look into Berrios, right? However, I did have some interest in the outs prop for Eric Fetty, right? I do have interest in this outs here. 17.5 outs. He's been pitching good, man. Like I said, 17.5 outs could be hit. He's been pitching good as of late. Let me give you guys a different type of visual here. Let's go over to here to trying to switch it up a little bit. This is Outlier. They do sponsor my channel here on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you want to call it. They do sponsor me. So if you guys want to use this tool, which I don't use it so much, I ain't gonna lie, but you know, I'll use it more for basketball and stuff like that. I just need the numbers to catch up with everything. Then in another few weeks, I'll be using this tool more often. But not a guy that I'll be looking at for strikeouts, especially against the Toronto team. They don't strike out much. The outs is what I really want to look at here, right? He's been showing some poise here. 4 out of his 5 games, he's hit this outs prop versus right-hand pitching. As you can see, last 7 days, Toronto, where are they? Toronto, they don't strike out that much with a 103 WRC plus. Last 14 days, you can look at Toronto. They are they don't strike out much, so you gotta look. You ain't gotta worry about that. 101 WRC plus, kind of average. You know what I'm saying? Last 30 days versus right hand pitching, they've been like meh. Offense is kind of like meh. You know what I'm saying? So Toronto, where are they? Toronto. Yeah. So 88 WRC plus. Not too much. I'm not too scared of this offense, right? They hit lefties a little bit better. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lean. I lean towards the over outs for Fetty. You get it at 17.5 at plus money. So it's a lean. They hitting 300. They batting 300, Nick. Last 14. Did I miss something? Well, probably so. Last 14. Batting average, Toronto 316. No, wait. Last 14, batting average, unless this hasn't updated, batting average, I see 242. No, that was that was 300 plus last 14. That was on base percentage. That was on base percentage. 316. But it's all good. Hey, I like that. My boy looking though. My boy looking. If you need me to slow down, let me know. So Anthony Wood said, I like the Padres' first game of the day, but I like Sale pitching in the second game of the doubleheader. Awesome. And that's why in the doubleheaders, that's how it usually go. It's usually a split. Very rarely do teams win sweep the doubleheaders. So I have the Padres money line first game and Braves money line second game. Awesome. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I wasn't going to touch on that second game. I didn't even cap it, but I do know Sale is good at baseball. You know what I'm saying? As me being from Chicago, y'all know all the way up until he was at Boston and now where he's at right now. So no problem, Nick. No problem, Nick. So what was I at? Where the fuck am I at? Oh, okay, the White Sox, right? So I didn't even look at Barrios numbers, man. And from Barrios is gonna automatically be in play from a matchup standpoint, but you still should look at your numbers. So you know what I'm saying? You still should look at your numbers. Sometimes teams like these White Sox and stuff, they could be teetering on a win. His outs. This is a guy that we know can go towards his outs here. Let's see, 2024. His outs in at 18.5, right? 18.5. It's doable. It's definitely doable. It is doable, right? Let me see something. Yeah. It's doable. He's hit this number. So, if I do bet that, it'll probably be a straight bet. But yeah. That's what I'm looking at here. Would probably be the outs. That's the only thing I probably would bet with him. Strikeouts, you could probably get there too. The strikeouts. But like I said, that's the only thing I'm looking at here. That's the only thing I'm looking at here. There's these two pitchers here, they outs and things of that nature. The White Sox has been terrible versus right-hand pitching. Let's face it, right? But every once in a while, the garbage can gets a steak. Let's see, last 30 days. Let's see what they've been doing. Last 30 days versus right-hand pitching. Let's filter this to WRC plus here so we can know exactly where they at. 86 WRC plus, 22% K rate. Last 14 days for the White Sox. WRC plus, they are sitting at 27th with 85 with 20% K rate. K rate is going down. Interesting. Last 7 days versus right-hand pitching, Chicago White Sox, 100 plate appearances, 85 WRC plus. So they're getting a little bit better. So it is what it is, right? You say Barrios got down on them, right? So yeah, for sure. I just I like the outs, man. I like the outs, and don't forget I like the outs here. Don't forget see these blues, these these Blue Jays, they're big minus 205 favorites, man. Big favorites, man. I don't know. Maybe the under. Maybe the under. Maybe pitching outs. Maybe the under. Couldn't talk you off none of those there. Okay. Prize picks, fancy score for what's the name is in play as well. Your guy, Dylan Cease. So Barrios, if I'm going to Barrios, is only going to be a straight bet, right? Both of these guys are going to be a straight bet. You feel like the bet should come through? Yeah, I guess. That's what's up. I can see it. Hey, anything can happen in baseball. Next game here we're gonna talk about is going to be the New York Mets and Cleveland Guardians here. I don't know what to expect from this game here. I ain't even gonna lie. I tell you what, I look at two bats here. I'm looking at JD on one side, JD Martinez, and make sure you guys watching to see if these watching these lineups, man. Make sure you guys checking these lineups. In fact, let's see what the lineup is. Reyes, Tatis Jr., okay, Mero, yeah, they Campusano, okay, Hansung Kim, yeah, they bringing out all the stops, right? Acuna, Albies, Ozuna batting third, Noel Riley, Arsha Harris, okay, all right. No, man, Nick, no, Nick. That was funny right there. That was funny. But yeah, what's my guy? I'm betting on. Well, I might throw these guys in the hit parlay because they're good at baseball. But it's going to be what the fuck is his name? Josh Naylor and gotta see what the lineup's going to be like. But it's going to be Josh Naylor, and definitely it's going to be unless he's hurt, JD, right? So we gotta see what's up with that. But it is what it is. Couldn't talk you off Jose Ramirez right there either, right? McGill, don't know how long he's gonna pitch, whatever the case may be, but he does got some good ass case stuff, right? Don't No, that's not McGill. I'm thinking about the other pitcher that's hurt. I wonder when he comes back. Damn, that motherfucker. That other Mets pitcher, he ain't pitched this year. I forgot his name. Either way I go though, yeah. So I ain't gonna say who I lean towards or nothing like that. I didn't really look at that game. And then you guys pretty much capped this one here. I can get on board with that. I don't like to really bet both games, but it's usually a split. And I get a pitcher lean towards Atlanta. So I'll lean towards Atlanta in this spot. You'll definitely have to see who's going to be in the lineups in that game before I even make a decision. What's good, Z's? What's up? Milwaukee Brewers and Miami Marlins, man. We got Ross on the mound, Weathers on the mound, 8.5 over under in this one. And y'all already know. Man. Lefties. Ooh. Actually, there's two lefties on the mound right here, ain't it? Let me see something, man. Either way it go, to save a lot of small talk here, I'm gonna like some bats in this spot, and I'm gonna like bats in this spot, and to save a lot of small talk here, I probably like the over here, right? I probably like the over here. So let me get to pointing these bats out here. I know about Hart. Man, that motherfucker, he really hurt me yesterday, man. Contreras really, really hurt me, man. And it looks like it looks like Contreras just been going ham every other day. But his number one split that I liked, was versus lefties, right? So, when you look at Milwaukee and you look at Milwaukee and you look at versus lefties, you gotta look at Contreras, and you gotta look at Gary Sanchez, right? You got to look at these two guys, Contreras and Gary Sanchez. Anytime these boys got a lefty on deck, you just got to look at them, right? So Christian Yelich couldn't talk you off of that because he's good at baseball. On the flip side here, on the other side, so I'll tell you this. Ooh, them bats was coming through yesterday. I'm starting to have fucking flashbacks. That motherfucker, because I was just getting ready to say, Jazz Chisholm, he popped for me, but I didn't like the comparison, and I was just going to go back again because the same thing happened twice with Jackson Winsky. His shit popped like almost a week ago. I didn't like his numbers. Boom, he hits a home run. His shit popped. Jackson Winsky's shit popped yesterday. I told y'all guys his shit popped, and I didn't like his numbers. And he hits a home run yesterday. So Jazz Chisholm, his numbers popped. I didn't like the comparison, but I'm just letting you know that, right? The way Mike happened and the way that I've been doing shit, the trends, his ass might go out there and hit a home run, right? Jesus Sanchez, I like this spot for him, right? I like this spot for him. Brian De La Cruz, couldn't talk off him for at least getting hit. It's a few bats here. Gary Sanchez, Wilson Contreras, Turing, a lot of these guys there in play. From a side standpoint here, you got to look at what's good. What's good, Big 90? What's good, Big 90? From a side standpoint, I think you got to lean to it. I think you got to look at the. Milwaukee Brewers in the over here. I think that's something that you can look at. But at the end of the day, I like bats here. I like bats for sure. I like bats. I wonder if. Let me see something. This was yesterday. Let me see. Right, this was yesterday here. I did a lot of just parlays here, and a lot of these bats was just in fuego, man. So this is pretty much like how I, you know what I'm saying. I do a lot of mixing up. I did about 20 tickets yesterday, man. I was on a lot of these was cashes and stuff like that. I love to play demons, you know what I'm saying? So this was a 5 or 6 demon right here. So, this shit here was, man, Josh Naylor, he hurt me on this one, man. On this demon play, he hurt me on this one, man. He really did, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. Josh Lowe and De La Cruz hurt me right here on this 6 pick. That was a 3-pick hit right there. This 5 pick here, Jordan Hicks hurt me on this 5 pick here. I should never fucked with him. And Montgomery hurt me on this 6 pick here, like just going out there giving up runs. This was that game from last night, the Monday last night game. And, Acuna didn't show up, and Marcell Ozuna. That right there should have been Acuna. That should have been a pitcher because I took his strikeouts. But yeah, I had a bunch of tickets, man. This another 5 or 6, like Talia. No, this was So Talia, he just really, really fucked me over, right? Like I shouldn't have never even had Talia on there. That's why you want to stick to your guns, man. Carlos Rodon, and that was a 2-piece spicy I done. So yeah, I was. This was a game stack. This is what I say. I like the game stack. I really like the game stack. And with hits, runs, and RBIs, And that's why I try to get a lot of people to go. So to show people how I put things together. I couldn't post those tickets because it was the games were getting ready to come on and I was half asleep, but it is what it is. So all that to say, I can game stack this one. I would like to game stack this one on Prize Picks or with hits, runs, and RBIs. So that's one thing right there. Um, Tanner Houck over 17.5 pitching outs. I can see that getting there. Big money. You took him over on walks. Italian, nice. Jordan Brown, I was on it. I was, yeah. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. So I like this game for hits. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Hits, same game parlays. I showed you guys the bats that I like here. Have nothing to do with pitchers. Lean towards the over. Check the weather, things of that nature. Have some fun. Minnesota Twins at Washington Nationals here. We got an over under 8 in this spot. To make things, long story short here, it's a couple guys that I think Lopez can probably try to pitch around. I like his outs as a parlay piece on the books at 17.5. I do think he has the ability to get to 18.5. If you catch it on when he's pick 'em sites or something like that. Right now, his outs are sitting at probably a parlay piece right now on the books, though. Let's see. 17.5. It'll be stuck there for a second. His strikeouts. This Nationals team been fluctuating between the middle of the pack and the strikeouts category lately. His strikeouts sitting at 6.5. I don't feel like I want to go there, but I couldn't talk you off of it. A solid 6, or he can just come out here and go berserk. He's on the road. He does have home road splits. He's worse on the road, but hey, anything can happen. Bats. I'll tell you this. Parker. It was one bat that kind of looked good. I'm not fucking with Minnesota Twins bats, but it was one bat that I would that I wouldn't mind getting to, and it was I think I had that set to the side, and that was Ryan Jeffers. I'm not betting him. I might, but I'm not, man. I'm not. I might, I might, but Anthony Wood. Sorry, I missed Anthony Wood. Wait a minute. That ain't my guy, is it? Oh, he came over to YouTube. Okay. I know that's you. So he said, I'm sorry I missed the Cleveland versus Mets game. Yeah, I think that's you. You came over from Facebook, right? To YouTube. Either way, go, how did you like the okay, yeah, for sure. How'd you like the pitching? Shit. I went past that game, bro. But I'll go back. Let me finish this one off. Right? So Jeffers. Jeffers was a bat that I would consider. The pitch mix looked okay. I think it was that fastball, whatever the case may be. Eddie Rosario and CJ Abrams with some. If you just, man, I really want to bat from those are two guys that I would consider. CJ Abrams and Eddie Rosario. I'm not messing with the bats here. It just, I'm just not messing with the bats, right? Couldn't talk off. If you want to get to his strikeouts, I wouldn't talk you off of it. I'll probably more than likely put his outs in a parlay piece there. Okay. Let's rewind it back here. Let's rewind it back here to the Mets. And so I think I fell asleep, right? I did kind of look at the pitching for the Mets here. And I think Lively, I think I had a little love for Lively, but we'll get to it. Brian D said, I should have seen my picks last night. Marlins ducked me. Yeah, I know what that means. For sure. Whatever. Taking home 1100s. Sorry. Yeah. So, and Juan Soto. Yeah, man. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It hurts sometimes. It definitely does, Brian. New to this channel, do you do this? So, like I was just saying, I work overnights, man, 12 hours overnight. So, Um, at the end of the day, uh, I'm going to another set schedule where I'll be working 10 a.m. No, I'm going to the second shift, so I'll be able to set, and that's June 3rd. So right now, just catch me when you can. You know what I'm saying? Turn your notifications on. Make sure you subscribe. I try to come in here in the morning. When I go to my schedule, though, when I go to my second shift schedule, what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to try to drop. I'm going to try to come in at night when I get off and drop what I see. Early lines. Boom. Then in the morning, go through the whole slate. Probably try to set a set time when I go live, maybe something like 10 a.m. I think that'll be a sweet spot. So that's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm leaning towards. This pitching matchup here, McGill. Right now, let's look at it. Right, so let's touch on Tyler McGill first. Right now, he's only he has only pitched what one game. So I can't really, you know what I'm saying. He's only pitched one game. Versus Milwaukee and Milwaukee, I can't really, I can't really, I can't really, I can't really put a read on him. Looking at his 2023 numbers, um, what's up, Corey Lewis? What's up? What's up? Looking at his numbers from last year, um, I didn't really cap it, so I didn't really want to go back to last year's numbers. But he ain't. I'm not a big fan. I'll put it like this. I'm not a big fan of this kid. I'm not a big fan of this kid. That's what it all boils down to. I'm not a big fan. I'm just not. I don't like I'm not a big fan of him. And then he's only pitched one game this year. But Lively, on the other hand, I was looking at Lively last night. Expected numbers are pretty much, you can see it's 4.21 expected. Um, um, he's just coming off a game where he gave up 3 home runs versus Texas, whereas Texas has not been pretty good as of late. The walks has been a problem, though. You know what I'm saying? The walk has been a problem. I can hardly I want to see what lineups come out, but the walks have been a problem for him. Earned runs has been pretty much okay. He's probably averaging around 2 earned runs on the season. And the outs, he's only went over 6 outs. I mean, he went over 5 outs twice, 5 innings. Went over 5 innings twice this season here. A lot of these Cleveland pitchers, I tend to overlook. I don't bet on any of them. That's why it's kind of hard for me to really decipher between the guys that I like. But he's looked okay, man. He's looked okay. He's looked okay. What it all boils down to for me is I cap a lot of batting props, and a lot of this stuff just don't pop out to me visually, right? Like I say, his strikeout, he's sitting at a 23% K rate, but this Mets team don't strike out much. So this Mets team don't strike out much. So I was looking at bats here. Like I said, JD was a bat that I was looking at. But it's still, what I just gave you right there, still wasn't a clear. It wasn't clear. It just didn't. I'm so undecided between both of these pitchers. I'm so undecided. When I get like that, I fade the whole thing. I fade the whole thing. It's just, I'm so undecided, bro. And I know you put money on this. I'm just not here to shove shit down your throat. I just looked at this. I kept looking at it, and I couldn't come up with anything satisfying for me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even, I'm not gonna come here and tell you it's raining and be spitting in your face. You know what I'm saying? So Byron Turner, is there any way you can post your picks at the end of the channel? Just asking. Yep. My dog been here since day one, most part, and you have gotten so much better with the information you be snapping. All love, my boy. Shout out to my boy Calvin. You already know, Calvin. You already know. Yeah, Anthony, man, my fault, man. It's just not. That's one of those games that I couldn't really nail it down. Sometimes it could be information overload. I just don't. I don't know what happened to me in that game. I ain't even gonna lie. Boston Red Sox at Tampa. Let's try to speed this one up. Boston Red Sox at Tampa here. Taj Bradley, Tanner Houck. I couldn't talk about the strikeouts for neither one of these guys here. That's one thing. And then the outs. You want to talk about me personally? If I'm talking about a good bet, if I'm talking about a good bet, Taj Bradley, we do know Taj Bradley got pretty decent K stuff. Tanner Houck, pretty decent K stuff. However, one look at teams right now versus right-hand pitching. I'll tell you about this Tampa Bay Rays team. They've been striking out versus right-hand pitching on the season, all through the season, however you want to look at it. Tampa Bay Rays right now on the season, they are looking like where are they? They're middle of the pack strikeouts at 23.8%, 100 WRC plus. They've been hovering around that 100 WRC plus, right? Although the bats haven't been satisfying to me. You know what I'm saying? But I would look at this team for strikeouts here. Tampa Bay Rays 8th in the last 30 days. Strikeout percentage, strikeout with a 114 WRC plus. Nope, I'm sorry. 98 WRC plus, 24.6 K rate. Last 14 days, have they gotten any better? K rate, Tampa Bay Rays 5th, 24.5, 103 WRC plus. At the end of the day, you get the drift, man. They will strike out. That's what I'm trying to get to. 26% K rate last 7 days, 100 WRC plus. That 100 WRC plus just shows me they can come out there. Every dog gets their day, so they can come out there and fuck up your whole plan one day, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, and then he did just face these guys. I think he got them, right? On the strikeouts. But, strikeouts, outs, that's what I'm looking at for somebody like Tanner Houck. I think he can get there. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. I think he can get there. I haven't laid anything on it yet, but I think he can get there, right? Tanner Houck. So strikeouts, head-to-head. This year, he just gave him 7K, so he did get there. And the outs, he went 17. So he didn't hit his outs. You can definitely look at Devers. Devers has been in fuego. I can take Devers against any pitcher. Devers will strike out. This team will strike out. But it is what it is. Two bats you can look at it was Devers and Lowe. Those are two bats that you can look at. On the flip side, and the same thing, you can definitely look at Taj for his strikeouts. I took his strikeouts. I laddered his strikeouts last time these two teams played. And I think he only got to 7, whatever it was. He hit his strikeouts. So his strikeouts are sitting at 7 now at plus money. We know he has really good K stuff dating back to last year. ERA can get up there a little bit. But like I said, this team will strike out. He's proven to strike these guys out already at Boston. Last 30 days for Boston in the K rate versus righties. 23.7. They similar. The same way I capped these guys last time these two teams played is the same way you could cap these guys now. They were just about neck and neck, right, when it came to strikeouts, except for right here the last 2 weeks. Boston, a little bit better, 22, but it's not far off, 22 and 25% K rate. So, it is what it is, right? Both of these teams will strike out, but it is what I couldn't talk off any strikeouts. I'm not going up to that 6.5 today. I'm not going up to that 6.5. I might consider a fantasy score or something like that, or pitching outs. And speaking of pitching outs, if you just want a good bet, I think the 15.5 pitching outs, you can sit back and you fuck with your boys and like, hey man, I bet you this. I'll be like, bet. That's a bet. So I lean towards the over, man. Pitching outs for Bradley. If I like his strikeouts, then I think he can get that 15.5. If you like that 7.5 strikeouts for Bradley, you can get that 15.5 for plus money. It's a pick your poison type of thing, which way you want to go. A lot of times the pitchers tend to get to their strikeouts quicker than they, quickly. But 6.5, I think that's a number where you can pretty much integrate the outs into that, 15.5 outs into that, if that makes any sense. Don't forget, Prize Picks, ESPN Bet. Those are two books that you can take both of these pitchers outs together in parlays. Bats. If I had to take one bat, it would be Devers, and the next bat for Tampa Bay would be Josh Lau. Josh Lau is 4 of 6 versus this guy. I took him 2 times. After that, he has done nothing for me. I took him the last time these two teams played. He's done something for me. Oh, let me get through with this shit. Let me get off this out of here. Okay, the Mariners and Seattle, New York Yankees here. And I'll tell you this. When I look at this game here, I'm going to tell you this, right? We already know Seattle strikes out the most in the league versus right-hand pitching. So that automatically puts Stroman in the strikeout position. However, his strikeouts has risen up to 5.5. I don't know if I want to get there. He's hit this number twice this year, right? He has. He's hit this number twice this year. So I'll give him credit. He has hit the 5.5 strikeouts. You're going to get plus money for that. Like I said, he's in a strikeout spot. We've been eating all year long off betting strikeouts versus team. He has a 19.1. You might as well say 20% K rate. Logan Gilbert. He's had, I think, 6 Ks or better in 7 in every game, probably except for 1. On the flip side, you got to take this consideration that the New York Yankees, they're hitting righties really, 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 really good. Judge is on fire. Both of these guys. If you want to take a look at it, so I did look as a parlay piece. You can look at Logan Gilbert walks, sitting at 1.5. You got Soto, you got Judge. Both of those guys are walk candidates. Can Logan Gilbert get to his outs? Yes, he can. Can he get to his strikeouts? Yes, he can. But do you take into consideration that the extremely high WRC plus that the Yankees been rolling with all season long, man? So right now on the season they are sitting number 1 in WRC plus versus right hand pitching at 130, 19% K rate with a 10% walk rate, maintaining that throughout the season. It's a lot of ways to skin a cat. These are bets. It's a walk. Ks, you know what I'm saying? Over or under. You can look at the over or under in the Ks for somebody. WRC plus, what else? You could look at hits, you know what I'm saying? Hits allowed, a lot of that stuff, right? For these pitchers. At the end of the day, I'd never bet on Seattle, or do I ever recommend any bets? Maybe in the future, but those are some teams that I just completely overlook. So as far as bats here, I don't have anything. Like I say, Soto and Judge, these guys are self-explanatory. They're in a league of their own. But on DraftKings, you can get outs. You can get a 16.5 outs at Stroman, and on Prize Picks, on FanDuel, you can get a 17.5 outs. 17.5 at plus money, plus 120. And on DraftKings, you could get it at 16.5. Because I already took it 16.5 on DraftKings. And now I'm trying to decipher if I want to either take the outs on Prize Picks or bet it on FanDuel for the 16.5 for the plus 120. I have a feeling that he can get to his outs. So it is what it is. Logan Gilbert outs favored to the over at 17.5. Can Logan Gilbert go out there and pitch a gem? Yes, he can. I might throw him. I might throw him in a Prize Picks parlay for his outs or something like that. I don't have a side in this one. You know, I don't have a side in this one. The Yankees that won 8-9 games in a row. They teetering. They teetering on the loss. They got a good ass pitcher coming in. Anything can happen. I don't have a side in that one. Now, this is a fucking interesting game here. This is definitely an interesting game here. Let me see something. Let me see something real quick, fam. Cause this game get ready to come on, and so Prize Picks they take all night, right? Those good matchups. You notice they put them outs and shit up there. They put them outs and shit up there for the good pitchers and shit. They do that shit. They do that shit. They do that shit like they do that shit. They'll hold them like Dylan Cease. They held him all night and didn't put him out till early, whatever the case may be. One time. How about let's see if I can get a quick six pick together before I hit these two games, right? A lot of pitching props here. Strikeouts. We got 5 minutes. What time I get them on? 25 minutes. Quick intermission, right? Parlay intermission. Let's go. Okay. 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 Interesting, right? All right. First inning runs allowed. Let me see who they got up there. I got love for this one here. Just Parker and Lopez. Okay. Pitcher fantasy score. Pitcher fantasy score is probably going to be one we're going to target. Okay. Pitcher fantasy score, right? So you got to make sure you understand your scoring too, how they score. So, I can see pitching outs. Where's pitching outs? Let me see what they got out for pitching outs. Fatty, Lively. Stroman, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that for Stroman. Damn, Taj Bradley. I'm taking that on my demon parlay. I'm taking that. So where's his regular shit at? They don't got it. They just give you a demon, and that's it. I wish you could straight bet them demons, because I would. Barrios might get there, man. Might get there. He might make the demon. I haven't even looked at bats yet. So damn, Ben Lively. Okay. Michael Walker. Let's try. Let's get a six pick. Let's go with fancy score. Let's go. Let's go. Cease. 6 innings, 18 points. 6 strikeouts, 18 points. That's 36. Quality start, that's 4, and a win, that's 6, right? You can get 40 something points from that. He might go 8 and 9 strikeouts, though. You never know. I'll take his fancy score. I'll take Tosh Bradley's fancy score. Damn, don't I want Tanner Houck fancy score too, man? What is Taj Gibson's strikeouts? What is their strikeouts? Taj Gibson. I'm talking about Taj Gibson. I like that 7 for Cease. Taj Bradley. 5.5 for Houck. I like that. I do. He just got it versus this team. Damn, decisions. I'm not gonna think too hard on it, right? I'm not. Those guys, those guys will make another parlay for me. I'll probably tease them down on the books, but I'll go with the fancy score right here. Um, more. What is that? 4. What's the over under in that Detroit? I mean, that Boston game, is it 8, 7.5, 7.5? No runs first inning in that one. I like that too. I like the no run first inning in that. I like the strikeouts and the fancy score. Um, Basically look for these guys to do the same thing they did last time. Let's take a look at my favorite prop. My favorite prop for bats here is going to be hits, runs, and RBIs. Um, Profar, Cronenworth, Merrill. I like all 3 of those guys, right? I like all 3 of them, at least for a hit. At least for a hit. Uh, it's 5 bats. I like 5 bats on this San Diego team roster here. And watch they sell me. Watch they sell me. Um, Jesus Sanchez. Now I want to stack this whole game up. This Milwaukee game. I'm gonna do a ticket with with the whole game. Jesus Sanchez. Um, Jordan Westbrook. We're gonna get to this. I like him. I'm gonna tell you guys about him. These bats. These yeah. Taylor Ward. I like him. Um, Jackson Merrill. I like Jackson Merrill. Look at Dylan C shit goes up to 36.5 right here in front of my fucking face. That was bogus as hell right there. It was bogus for that. Mm-mm-mm. Jordan Westbrook. Lars Newbar. I like Lars Newbar. I feel like all the bats are not out yet for some reason. Interesting. Um, Christian Yelich, you can get it 2.5s. Uh, I guess. Um, Manassas. I'll just keep it simple, right? Cal Tuckers and Jordan Alvarez. 6 runs and RBIs in that 2.5. He gonna make the demon for me. Just waiting for him to drop his hits, runs, and RBIs because they playing Kyle Tucker. Um, Kyle Tucker. They not dropping his hits, runs, and RBIs either. So I have to wait him out. I can wait. I have to wait him out. I have to wait him out. All right. I'll just take a bat here. Let's see. Christian Yelich, right? To complete this six pick. You know what? I'll take a bat from this first game just to let me know if I'm gonna win or not. Early. Who was it, man? Cronenworth, Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill. Let's go with Jackson Merrill. Let's go with Jackson Merrill. A six pick right there. Strowman, Bradley, Houck, Cease, Jackson Merrill. A six pick right there, right? Let me see something. I'm dropping $7 on that. Six picks are hard to hit, man. I hit a five pick the other day. Six picks, I'm just gonna stop doing them. Go back to my three picks in my three. Oh, you know what though? I do want to. I am going to stack this game up just in case, right? I want to stack this game up, just in case, right? Just in case they get the running up runs. So, Cronenworth, Cronenworth, Merrill, Profile. Um, I do like the strikeouts. I think he might get 8. I'm gonna slide over here to the more strikeouts for Cease. Um, and I'm going to go back to pitching props. No, you know what? I like first inning runs allowed. I like the I'm gonna slide for the nope, 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 nope. Go back to the pitching fantasy score. I got to take the I don't have to do shit, but I'm taking that Bradley again, man. Taking that Bradley, and I'm taking I'll take Tannehill strikeouts on this one. Okay. I stack them two again. If they go berserk, then I'll lose. I'll lose. Right? I'll lose. If I go berserk, I'll lose. I'm gonna throw $5 on this here. The rest of my shit, I'm gonna be doing 20, 10 mans, two mans, and three mans. All right. Where was we at for these last games here? Uh, I just had to get them in for the early games. I want to have like a same game parlay going for that early game. I ain't take no bats from the Arizona. I mean from the Atlanta Braves guys. Um, Olson. Okay. Okay. So I'll give you guys a rundown, right? So um, I don't have a side on this one here. The bats, right? So and then gonna want to see what the lineups is, right? Because Olson has faced this team a couple times. However, the lefties the lefties couldn't touch Olson, right? So I did have it written down right here. I compared a lot of their pitch mixes like I do all the time, and I will show you, right? Nelson Velasquez, if he gets this sinker, he can cancel Christmas, right? He pops all the time for me. Nelson Velasquez pops all the time for me, but the pitch mix don't add up, right? We caught one right here, but I don't think I'm gonna go to it, right? I bet for sure, Anthony Wood for sure. So yeah, it'd be dope if we can see the pics after, like screenshot some. He said, "Let me find out early if I'm gonna win." Yo, I'll be on the same shit. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, shout out to Anthony for sure. I'm gonna check that out. So right, so long story short, it's the righties. These righties, these righties, they kind of match up semi okay with Olsen sometimes, right? If that makes any sense, right? K percentage 21%, hard percent hit percentage is up. It's the righties, right? All these lefties on this team is over versus Olsen, right? It's the righties. It's the righties, right? So I'm gonna look at the right hand pitching here. Right hand batters. He is right. So versus righties, it's that sinker. So he's got a batting average. He got a batting average of 349, 460 slugging on this motherfucker, and yeah, 15 hits, 10 singles, 5 doubles, whatever, right? 6 strikeouts, whatever. But the 128, he's pitching 44% of his pitches going to that sinker and slider, and the slider 30 something, right? Then you got Velasquez, right? Versus righties. One of his best splits, one of his best pitches is going to be it's going to be that sinker, right? So he hasn't seen it that much, but he's got 6 hits versus it. Three singles, 2 doubles, 3 strikeouts. His batting average is 375. Expected batting average is 348. Slugging 648. Expected slugging at 702. So yeah. Nelson Velasquez, if he catches that sinker, you can kiss that motherfucker goodbye, right? You can kiss it goodbye. That sinker coming in from last year, he was hitting it as well. This is last year's numbers. He had a batting average of 350 on that. Expected batting average was 278, but his slugging was up at 800. You know what I'm saying? So he knocks the cover off that motherfucker if he can catch it. If he can catch it. Now, Bobby Witt Jr. I think it was the pitch mix for me here. And like going back to the same thing here, but with Nelson Velasquez, it was only one pitch. It was only one pitch, and normally that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? They just waiting. They sitting on their one pitch. Sometimes they be sitting on their one pitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they be sitting on their one pitch. Now, Bobby Witt looks good. He looks really good, right? So when you look at the pitch mix for Olsen, the sinker, he's pitching his worst pitch. That's his worst pitch. That sinker. He's giving up a batting average of 349 versus that sinker so far this early in the season. And that sinker Bobby Witt knocking the shit out that sinker, and a few other his pitches. The next pitch was the slider. And Bobby Witt for the slider, 333, right? 333, right? Yeah, 333. Like he's killing it, right? The next pitch would be that changeup. I don't know how good he is versus that changeup. Not very good. Expected numbers are up at 246, though. You get the drift, right? You get the drift. The four-seamer, like, this is one of his worst pitches. He don't want to throw this four-seamer. You do not. You don't want to throw that four-seamer. You don't want to throw that because it might be his best pitch, right? He's got 3 home runs versus that four-seamer, 300 batting average, expecting at 300, slugging up to 925, few home runs, 3 triples. Yeah, like you could really, yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So when your research line up like that, then you can't. I ain't gonna say you can't get mad when the shit don't pan out, but you know you on the right motherfucking track. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at Salvi Perez, right? Salvi Perez got big time power. Big time power. We know this, right? Salvi, old as hell, still doing what he do, right? Um, so, and it's the pitch mix again here. When you're looking at Salvi, what was it? That sinker. He's knocking the shit out that sinker. Or the 417 batting average, 750 slugging. He ain't even striking out versus that. You can see that? He ain't even striking out versus that. It's small plate appearances, you know what I'm saying? But man, 417 batting average with 750 slugging on Reese Olson's number 1 pitch. That's versus right-hand pitching. He's pitching that pitch at 44% of the time. Next would be the slider. What is he doing versus the slider? Nothing. 41 plate appearances, 324 batting average, expected batting average at 267. But you get the drift, right? You get the drift. That sinker, damn, 79 hard hit percentage on that sinker. Let him catch that motherfucking sinker, right? That's why it's important to look at these bats and look and see who's in these lineups, man. I'm not gonna keep going on and on with these pitches or whatever the case may be, and with these batters and stuff like that. But what's the next pitch? Because when you start capping it. When you start capping and shit, then it starts to look. It starts to get a little bit more fun. So, change up here. Reese Olson with that change up. He probably haven't seen that change up that much, but when he does, he smokes it. 357 batting average on that. So I could just, I ain't going to keep going on. Now, so it's the righties for me. The last couple of times these two teams played, and I can show you. Now, the versus lefties, this is Olson's pitch mix versus lefties. And look, the proof is in the pudding. Look at the batting averages. They terrible. He's fucking these lefties up. So the last 1 or 2 times they faced him, like Vinny Pasquantino was 0-for. Garcia was 0-for. MJ Melendez was 0-for. Massey was 0-for. He was fanning their ass. He was fanning them, bro. But, I'm just a messenger, man. This is what I try to get you guys to see. Like I said, I ain't here trying to shove nothing down you guys' throat or nothing. But on the flip side, can't keep talking about these Kansas City Royals and not showing the Detroit boys no love. And when you like one of these guys, you're gonna have to like the other. I call them twins, and it's gonna be Carey. It's gonna be Carey and your boy Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green. These motherfuckers got the same. They got the same motherfucking. They hit the same pitches, man. They hit the same pitches, right? Riley Green. So let's look at Riley Green right here. Riley Green versus righties, right? They hit the same pitches, man. These two guys, they hit the same pitches. You got Michael Wacha on the mound today. Number 1 pitch for him. The changeup. He's throwing that changeup and that four-seamer the most. That four-seamer, he's got a 300 batting average on that four-seamer. He's pitching that changeup pretty good. Now, the changeup was the top pitch. Let's see. The changeup, it's not so good versus that changeup, right? Riley Green. But that fastball, he's hitting it, right? He's hitting that fastball. 778 slugging. Expected slugging is sitting up there 700. He got 4 home runs versus that motherfucker. He better keep that fastball away from Riley Green, right? What is he? What is the pitcher slugging on that fastball? Is it 516? Uh huh. Uh huh. Okay. Okay. He's giving up a bomb, a triple. Right. So I guess next pitch would be that cutter. Um, what is Riley Green doing against that cutter? 300 expected by now, 286. So I like that. Really, really good. I like that. What else? He's got a curveball. Oops. Damn, I exited out of that shit. He's got a curve. He's got a curveball. Let me see. So y'all get the drift. At the end of the day, both of those, I got them both in there, right? So at the end of the day, I'm not going to go through all that shit, right? Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, and the righties, right? The right-hand batters. Top two bats from each one, it would be Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, and then for me, it would be Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt. And if Velasquez happens to get to that sinker, kiss it goodbye. That's just how I'm gonna leave it like that. Kiss them for a goodbye. Bye bye. Baltimore Orioles and St. Louis Cardinals here. I compared everything here. I compiled everything, and it looks like if I was going to pick a team to win, it looks like it's going to be St. Louis Cardinals here. If I take a team to win, it's going to be St. Louis Cardinals. What they've been doing versus righties as of late is factoring into this. And then Creamer, they got some guys over here that hit his pitch mix, right? So it is what it is. Then I get a pitching advantage to, of course, Gray. But it's two bats on the other side, two on the possible, right? It's two bats on the other side that I would consider going to. You can't never overlook Gunnar Henderson. I ain't even gonna show you his numbers. We know what he is. We know who he is and what he does, right? We know who he is and what he does. But this is gonna be a cat and mouse game with this bat here, right? And we're gonna look at Jordan Westburg, okay? It's gonna be a cat and mouse with this one here. We're gonna play cat and mouse with this one here. So we're gonna prep him for righties, right? Then we're gonna slide on over here. We're gonna talk about we're gonna slide him over here, and we're gonna compare the two, and you tell me what you like, what you like, what you think here. I know what I like, so I always, but we're gonna see. So I'm gonna show you guys here. I'm gonna show you the pitch mix and things of that nature, and why I like this guy. But I'll still undecided if I want to bet on him. But I'm gonna show you why I like Westburg, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Oh no, I got a couple more bets, and I ain't gonna talk too much in those next ones, right? I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna talk too much in these next ones. But let's see. So Sonny Gray, I need to refresh this. Righties, he's got a pretty even he's got a pretty even he's in through 4 pitches, 100. So he's mixing shit up, man. He's mixing shit up. Either way, that four seamer, right? He's got a 361 batting average on that four seamer. The K percentage is down on that four seamer. Slugging is up. Expected batting average is 370, and expected slugging is up on that too. Westburg, the four seamer. He's got a home run against that four seamer. A couple doubles, about 6-7 hits. Batting average at 360, expecting at 260. So he's hitting that, right? The next pitch would be the curveball. I don't know if what he's doing, what Westberg's doing with that curveball. Oh, only small plate appearances with that. He hit it though. So, what else? Sonny Gray, that cutter. So Westberg, he's a specialist. That cutter, he's hit that. He's hit that for 2 years straight. So when they got small plate appearances like that, so like here he's got a 571 batting average, expected batting average at 445 with 857 slugging and all them good ass numbers there. I still, go back a couple years and see what he's been doing. And he hasn't faced that cutter a lot. But when he sees that cutter, he smokes it, right? And that's the scouting report. They make sure. They make sure. That's why he don't see it that much. They make sure not to throw that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying, to him. But a lot of pitchers don't throw it. But at the end of the day, like Sonny Gray, he throws it. So he's gonna have a chance. So next pitch for Sonny Gray would be that sweeper. And it's like everywhere you go, he's hitting it, right? Even last year. Last year his numbers were down versus that sweeper. That was his rookie year, but he's hit it. Every time he's seen it, pretty much every game he's seen it, he probably hit it, right? A 333 batting average on that small sample size, though small. He's got a chance, man. The changeup, Westberg and that changeup, not too good versus. I was in the midst of checking out some of his splits here. So this is where I had to go down because Sonny Gray is so good. I had to go down to the T on this. So I had to check out some of Jordan Westberg's splits. I didn't even get a chance to look at it. I stopped. I got a phone call, but versus righties, he's hitting righties hard. Batting average 300. Home versus home, away. At home, on the road, he is better at home. On the road versus righties, his batting average is 256. Some of his advanced numbers here, straight to on the road here. On the road, his OPS is 879. At home, a little bit higher. Isolated power on the road is 282 versus at home, and versus righties is 192. And then WRC plus is pretty much neck and neck, right? So, but that's only 2 bats. And then I've seen a lot of bats for St. Louis. I've seen a lot of bats for St. Louis. The top bat, pardon me, for St. Louis is probably going to be Lars Nootbaar. But, the top 5-6 bats really pop for me. So it's going to be St. Louis Cardinals or nothing for me. If people that's looking for those home runs and shit like that, guys like Westberg, those be the ones that pop out. Those be the ones that pop out. This Astros game, the 2 bats that I'm looking at here is Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker, right? And Taylor Ward. Those are 3 bats I'm looking at from this game. Taylor Ward just got like 12 or 24 versus Framber. This Angels team hadn't been striking out a lot. This Angels team can get scrappy. They got Renigfo back. He's a guy that can hit here and there. But this Astros team got their swagger back right now. So I couldn't step in their way. At the end of the day, though, I'm looking at you can take these guys for whatever you want. Hit all the way up to a home run. That's Taylor Ward, Kyle Tucker, Alvarez. This last but not least, this Dodgers game, I don't really just solely point out Dodgers bats or Atlanta bats, but these guys are good, man. So just everybody's in play if you ask me. So it's just whatever with the Dodgers, man. It's the other bats and stuff that I like to point out. Right? I guess couldn't get myself to get to any of these Diamondbacks bats here. Fernando Valdez outs and Yamo, however you say his name. Both of these guys outs are in play. Sonny Gray, as far as the outs here and his strikeouts, Sonny Gray, he has to dance around one or two bats. So I would definitely like his outs as a parlay piece. That concludes this slate, man. That concludes this slate, bro. That concludes it, man. Straight up. Middle of the first, Reyes got a hit. Of course he got a hit. Profile struck out. This is a game you could. This is a game you could bet some plate appearances on. You know, but at the end of the day, it's a wrap. Peace out.